America's urgent financial crisis has roots from a decade earlier. By 2001, the internet industry bubble had burst, leaving a large exit wound in the American economy. Still, the United States government had a $128 billion surplus when George W. Bush took office. In 2001, the U.S. economy continued to slip, and unemployment increased. In response, President Bush signed tax cuts into law, giving the average American roughly $600 more in their pocket. It's estimated that this decision cut federal revenue by $1.8 trillion over 10 years. September 11, 2001. Al-Qaeda terrorists attacked the U.S. In a swift response, America declared war on terrorism at a cost of almost $21 billion. In March 2003, President Bush declared war on Iraq at an initial cost of $87 billion. In the years that followed, the U.S. housing market imploded from underhanded loan practices that came to be known as credit default swaps. This created a domino effect. America's banking industry almost collapsed from funding those bad loans. Almost simultaneously, American auto manufacturers faced bankruptcy without money from the federal government. On the premise that the auto manufacturers and the banking industry were too big to fail, an auto manufacturer's bailout cost America $17.4 billion. The bank bailout cost Americans another $87 billion. The two wars on terror were several years in, and by this time, cost Americans roughly $1.1 trillion. President Barack Obama took office in January 2009 and signed the American Recovery Act into law almost immediately. The effort to stimulate the economy cost Americans $787 billion. All with no extra tax base to support this unprecedented spending. Where did all the money come from?